Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and honestly, I've been trying to do this video several times, multiple times, and unfortunately, it's summer and the kids are out in full force, and there's the screaming and yelling in the background. I can't do anything about that. Every time I keep trying to catch a moment in between, it just, starting over. I'm just. Hi, we're going on to a much happier note of things, and I'm going to move these out of the way so that I can show you what my, how do I put it? Words are hard. I'm going to show you how to use the stickers in the best way possible. It might take a teeny bit of practice, but I am positive that this is going to be a very informative video to help you with your next mani. Okay, so I'm bare. The only thing I have on is my my base coat to protect my nail, which I always do multiple, because I do have very thin nails that are prone to a whole lot of things. So I always wear a lot of layers of polish. And that's just kind of the way that goes. So, part of how to use these things depends on what you do beforehand. So I'm going to start at the beginning and make this as painless to understand as possible. So essentially, you're going to take off all your polish, all the products and everything you have on your fingernails, and to your bare natural nails. No matter whether you use just polish or any other products, to your bare natural nails. And I am not a nail tech. I've not had a specific training in that by any government or agency, but I've been around long enough, and I did have formalized training, not for certification or anything, but in how to care for your nails. And that's a long story for another day. So, anyway, you are going to want to have one of those nail brushes, and I highly recommend those. A lot of people are like, oh, your nails are so nice. Are those real? Yes. Wait, but they're so white. They're so clear. And it's like, because it's kind of like in the lives how the ladies that do the maniology lives, they tell you, do what I suggest, not what I do, because I've been at this a while, and I understand that I'm at a level that you're not. I've had experience that you don't, so follow what I'm showing you to do to make things easy. Well, this is what I do, is I have a nail brush and I scrub underneath when I wash my hands. And there's a lot of things that we do, especially for women in the kitchen, cooking and cleaning and other things, that you're taking care of stuff as you are doing other things around in your life. Makeup and all that neat stuff, you tend to get things on the underneath side, and then it gets embedded in there. And if you have one of those nail brushes, you can keep your fingers underneath clean, and you don't get all that debris and extra skin cells and dirt and other things that get compacted into the bottom part. And that's why most people's nails underneath look kind of grungy, because it's stuff that's been there for a while. Stuff you kind of really don't want to think about wanting to have under there. So that's the secret to my nails. This is not anything that I have done to make my nails look the way they are. I just do the basics. So you will take everything down to the bare. You will scrub and clean gently, because this is all very delicate area, whether you have sensitive skin or not. I have super sensitive skin, so there are a lot of things that I'm gonna be straight honest that I've put my hands in some brands of just basic dish detergent liquid to wash dishes and felt like my hands were being put into acid or on fire. I mean, I am sensitive to a lot of things that are basic chemicals that don't bother most people. There's a lot of lotions, soaps, creams, you name it. I have tried it. I used to be able to shop at Bath and Body when they were inside the malls, but when they went to their own closed stores where the doors, they're doorway used to be open in the malls. You didn't have to go in through a door. You went into their establishment and there was an open air of things. They went into their own stores that have doors separate from being inside a mall, and those stores, all the collective stuff walking in, I can't breathe. And there's been a lot of products from their shower lotion and various scents of things that I can't wear and I can't be around. I used to be able to, when I was younger, shop at Victoria's Secret, and when they went and paired next to the underwear store their other stuff with all their perfumes and things, I couldn't shop there anymore because it would just... Oh. Anyway, so I digress. So yes, there are a lot of things that I am super in a body-wise, I have issues with physically. There are also things that in a tactile basis. So tactile is the thing, is touch and feel and being able to do things with your hands. There are materials that just don't feel right and they make me itch. So I am not a huge fan of using the Scotch tape on my fingers. I like the masking tape because it's more of a bendable, kind of breathable thing, and I could tear that off in little pieces and I can use it like a collage if I really need to. Before I was able to get things like these, that I could go around and just kind of make a makeshift thing around my nails. So I'm going to highly recommend that. I can get a roll that is a pretty good size of the masking tape at like Dollar General for like less than $5. On Amazon, probably you can get 2 or 3 of them for less than $10. Whereas the Scotch tape ones are a couple bucks a piece. And the Scotch tape ones, and I mean no brand of Scotch tape, if you like Scotch tape or the generic versions of Scotch tape, those are $1 to $2, maybe $3 a roll, and those only last me a little while. I think since I've been doing Maniology, which has been, they're now celebrating their 6th year, I think I've been with them 5 years, give or take, somewhere in that timeline. I've been with them for almost the time that they've been Maniology. I wasn't with them while they were Bundle Monster, but I think I've purchased 5 rolls of masking tape because it lasts a really long time. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But get what you like, get what works. And the other thing I use is that there's several brands of or styles of what I would call the packing tape. It comes in the little round thingy with the razor edge, so that you can close up boxes when you're moving. I get that too, and I use that. Do I have any down here? Yeah, I use that also to clean my stampers, because while I love the sticky stampy stations and the masking tape, the packing tape sometimes works a lot better. Whereas I don't know if you can see this, gets off the extra stuff that grab one. That these things sometimes don't. So basically, and I know I'm kind of veering way off topic, but trust me, it'll all make sense. So basically, I will tear off. I have stuff lined up for other things, but there you go. So my masking tape is buried, and it took me a long time to get all that organized. So I tear off pieces. I'm going to do my mani. I tear off pieces so that I can have those little tiny strips. That way, and I'm sure if you've seen any of my previous videos, you will understand that basically you stamp your image, and yeah, you can use your card, but sometimes I can't get those, and it's just faster and easier for me to pick up a little piece of tape, and I get off what I want to get off, and then I go off to do the stamp. So, where was I? So I'll tear off those little pieces, but sometimes when I have my lint brush thingy down, because I use these ones because they pick up the basics of things, but I also have sometimes for one of these, especially if it's a new plate and I want to save the different stamps and whatnot, then I'll use those ones for projects that are are going to require more of the stickiness. And there'll be a lot of times that I will have, like I said, one of the packing ones, excuse, one of the packing ones, just in case, because sometimes I will go through, like, if I'm going to have projects that I'm going to do back to back, I'll go through and clear off all these, the stampers, just because. I do clear off a lot of the, see, I worked on this, and it's, I'm not, even now I'm knocking it off and trying to be careful here. So I'll go through and I've done that recently where I will, that's why that one was there, is I'll go through and clear off all the extra stuff, because even though these are sitting here, I keep them face down on this, and don't put them on silicone because it will warp them, it will mess them up. And I kind of had that happen to this one, and as I go to use it, sometimes it does a little cave-in weird thingy on it, but I've been using it a lot, so it's kind of, I think, pulling it out. But I keep them face down on a lint roller sheet, and then as I go to use them, but they do still tend to pick up some dusty stuff, because hey, I'm in Vegas. See, like this one, see, there's things on the bottom of that. And if I go through, and I like it flat. I know a lot of people, you keep it on there and they just use it while it's on the round thingy. I'm not coordinated enough. I like it flat where I can go and move. I don't have to pick up anything. I just kind of go boom, boom, and I'm back. Whereas the other one, I'd have to pick it up and find a spot and roll it around. To me, that just seems like more work. But that's the logic of how my mind works. So I don't know if you can see, but there's some little dark spots of things. And so now it's cleaner. So yeah, I tend to clean your goodies, clean your stuff. Yeah, I'll sit here while I'm watching something that I'm interested in watching, that I might not necessarily have to pay attention to like fully, but I can at least sort of watch. And whatchamacallit, I'll just go through and clean my stampers off, clean off the, I'll take these, that's why I have a stack of these. I'll go and get my little, I love my little jar, go and get my little jar wet, and I go through all the polishes and I clean off the polishes. And I have video coming up that I'm going to show you some more things that you're probably not aware of. So stay tuned for that. That's coming very, very soon. So, but on to this. So back to where we're at. We're going to start. You're going to take everything down to your bare natural nail and give your nails a really good finish and a really good setup for whatever mani you're going to do. However you're going to do it, whatever process you're going to do, you want to have your base foundation be the best it can possibly be. So you're going to go through, and your hands are now, you've used your acetone and you've cleared everything off and they're completely bare, and you're going to go, oh, ouch, yuck, what have I done? Now I'm going to suggest, and I know this sounds crazy, but whatever is your most favorite heavy duty, super, 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 oh my gosh, you love this, and will never part with this, moisturizing hand cream, lotion, whatever it is that you've got that is the super, super, super heavy duty, and put a couple of extra coats on that, and just let your hands sit for like a minute or two. I mean, just let your hands sit there while you're watching the paint peel. And I mean it's not the easiest thing to do. Yeah, coming from me, it's especially not the easiest thing to do, because I want my mani done and pretty and over with. I don't want to be waiting around doing crazy things, but there you go. It's what is required. So you let that sit, then go scrub your hands really, really gently, really, really good. Get underneath all the other parts, use your nail brush, and get in. And then as you're doing, you're not using your nails, you're not using anything harsh, but you are going to push back, just gently push back, just rub the nail part back, and you're using your fingerprint, the part on your finger where your fingerprint would be. You're using this part to just gently massage your nails back, gently, 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 gently. And while your hands are still damp, because Yeah, you need to turn off the light and do all the things that you need to do. So you're just going to kind of give a little bit of pat and leave as much of the water as you can on your skin. And then you're going to use your creams and lotions and oils. So in the order that you would normally do them. Don't worry about it being on your nail. It's not going to hurt anything, I promise. So at this point, again, you're going to put your hands in and you're going to seriously coat them up with everything. Hand cream, lotion, moisturizer, cuticle oil. You're going to do all of that in the order that you would normally do that in. And same thing, pushing on your cuticles and making them all nice and pretty. And then we're back to that. You got to sit and let it soak in. You got to sit and let it wait. Then you're going to take your implements and you're going to gently push and, you know, scrub things back and trim things off with the very sharp things ever so delicately, so that you get, and I've done mine, so yeah, they're nice and pretty. They're clear, they're clean, they don't have any scragglies, they don't have any breakages or anything like that, because I do this as much as I possibly can. I'm not the type that I can use the latex gloves, so yeah, my hands take a beating. But if you can use any of those type of gloves while you're doing things that would otherwise hurt your hands, use the gloves. So on to that. Now we've got the cuticle all nice and pretty, and then you're going to take and do your base coat. Even if you're going to add something on top, tips or whatever the case, use a good quality base coat. Maniology sells a lot of them in different formulas, and I recommend all of them. The calcium rich, they have a pink one and a white one, and multiple versions of ones. Use those, allow them to fully dry, give it a good 3 to 5 minutes in between coats, and do several coats of those things. This will protect your natural nail, which you need to do. No matter what else you do to your nail, protect your natural nail as much as possible. Okay, so now you're going, yeah, but how does this apply to stickers? Okay, so you now have applied all that stuff. You have let the base coat, and even if you're messy on that, don't worry about that. If you get it on your skin, don't worry about that. I promise. At this point, you've let everything soak in. You've got all the stuff all nice and pretty. You've trimmed everything off, and you're going, oh my gosh, it's already, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into doing a manicure, and I have nothing on my nails yet. Exactly. You need to do this at least, I'm going to say, once a week at minimum, once every other week. But do it as often as you can to keep, or if you can do it every mani, great. So here is now my trick to getting these off. And I have done this and put them back, so bear with me. Okay, when you get these, they do have that plastic film. Sometimes you have to peel off. So you're going to peel it down to the part where you need, and you're going to crease it. And when you crease things like this, scraper cards are great for that. Use the scraper card to make the indentation in that. Okay, now you have it open, you don't have it flying at you, but you want to leave it on there because it's going to protect everything else, so you will need it back. Okay, so next, get you a good pair of scissors or tweezers. If these are too pointy and sharp, get you some that don't have any of the pointedness that you're gonna hurt your fingers or anything like that with, but there you go. So at this point, now you are going to take your scraper card and you are going to get your tweezers and you're going to bend this back. And this is why you want the tweezer, because the tweezer you can use, and if you can use your nail, make a tiny little crease right there. Okay, next you're going to do this, and I don't want to run out of time, and I'm going to sort of run out of time, but you're going to stamp on that, and you're going to bring this forward with the card so you don't lose it, and then you're going to use this part see how it's got that little piece right there where it curves in? You're going to line that up on this side of where your nail is and just press gently. And then you're going to pull that part down and move this over. So now you can take your tweezers or your fingers if you want. And again, I'm not pushing down on my skin. I'm going to be pulling and kind of getting this to the spot where it needs to be. maneuvering it to where it needs to be, and I'm using the tweezers on the back part, pushing against my nail, and you're going to bring this down and around so that you have it where it meets underneath your nail. And I hope you could see all that. So you see that? It lined up just right, and you can reposition if you need to ever so slightly and get it to where you need it to be. But it's for those of you that bake and you roll out your dough. You know how you roll the rolling pin and you roll your dough onto it, and then you lift that up to carry it to the pie pan, and then you unroll it and you've got the thing. You're going to use your stamper for the same thing and basically keep that. Now you can do your nail, and I recommend doing all of these up front, and then you go back and do your art. When you're done, then you pull this off, and because you have moisturized your skin, if you manage to get any of the your base coat on your nail or on any part of you after you did everything else, then when you take this off, it should take it off, and it should scrub off very easily, because the moisturizer will keep the nail polish from sticking to your skin. So the more moisturizer you have, then these will not be quite as necessary as you get better at doing this. So thank you for watching, liking and subscribing. I appreciate all of you who have are following along with me in my wacky nail art journey. I have so many things that I would like to share with you, and I'm going to continue to try and do that for you while they're relatively not being too loud in the background. Hopefully you don't hear all the screeching and screaming that I am. It does get a little distracting. That's part of it too, is that sometimes it's hard to think and be creative when you have the loud screaming and yelling that gets, oh well. So we're going to hope for better things. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye!